Hey everybody, welcome to the infinite regression. So infinite and so regressy. You know how it is. But we didn't come here just to spend time in the infinite regression. Here's the deal. I want to talk about the fact that I changed the name of the channel. And I want to talk about just a couple slight changes that I'm making without trying to, lose the point of any of this. like, basically, I'm trying to try, which is a little bit terrifying. And, yeah, I wanted to talk about it. And, so normally when I talk about things, I play Minecraft while I'm doing it. So that's what we're going to do. I'll try and keep this short. But you know me, short is not always in my wheelhouse. Anyway, so yeah, we're gonna plop this. Yes, got a little Darling in the Franks background. Yeah, I've had some changes on this computer, and for some reason, it won't let me just drag OBS over. I have to yeah, you have to stare at my background for a second. Let's hope that doesn't hold true for everything. That really make things a pain in the butt when I'm doing other videos. Anyway, so if you watched my last couple of reviews, which would be the ones for Barony and Downwell. Anyway, here's what you may have noticed that is slightly different is that, well, first of all, the videos didn't take forever. I have a habit of when I started this. Let me just take it back. We'll talk about where the channel came from and why it's changing slightly, but really hopefully not all that much. Anyway, so I a few years back my Steam account was hacked by Russians. This is a crazy story. I've told it before on this channel. If anybody cares to hear it, I could tell it again. But I'm not gonna. I figured most everybody who's listening in on this is probably knows what happened. Anyway, so I have so many Steam games, and the vast majority of them I did not purchase for myself, which means that I don't even really know what they are, which, I needed a way that I could get myself to. Wait, is that freaking. What? Hold up. Because I forget. Yeah, that is Bedrock. Okay, where are we? Oh, we're on 6. Oh, that's right. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna have to fill some of this in because I am mining like a dingus. I forgot that. Okay. Here's the thing: is that ever since it came out, people have been asking me like, "Hey, how you feel about the Caves update?" I was always like, I hate it. I hate it so much. And I generally do. Like, that's not really an overstatement. Like, I'm not a fan of the Caves update. And I know that people were looking forward to it for so long. Like, oh my God, gotta get that Caves update. And yeah, I do not like. Let's just put it that way and leave it. I don't want to go into details on that. I have other things to talk about. Anyways, so I'm playing some. This is an older version, which is why I'm hitting Bedrock on. This is 1.17. Anyway, but yeah, that's why I'm hitting Bedrock on 6 instead of Bedrock on -62 or whatever it is now. Anyway, because yeah, not a super huge fan of the Caves update, and I'm sorry, but I don't know if that's what Notch would have wanted. Anyway, and I also know that it's blasphemous to mention his name in relation to his own freaking game. Anyway, sorry Microsoft. Um so so off track already. But you know what? I'm just letting it roll. This is why I play Minecraft, so everything's a little, it's not so I'm not trying to be formal or ridiculous about any of this, cuz like also I understand, like, my channel does not have that many followers that I need to be making grand sweeping updates of, like, oh, here's what you need to know about my channel. Like, it's fine. We'll all get by. We'll all get along. I'm sure that you all are smart, and you have already probably figured out what has gone down. Well, the first thing that's obvious is that I changed the name of the channel to Badger Plays, which is, it makes it more. Wait, I didn't put it right here. Dingus. Wait, why did I? I was not paying attention to what I was doing. I was thinking about what I was saying, which is half of the problem. And it that encompasses one of the changes I'm making to the channel that will make the reviews better. But let's talk about name change first, then better reviews, hopefully, um, and then that should do it. Because those are the two main things that are going down. Well, this is all part of a larger effort to actually try. Because when I started this channel, yeah, Russian hackers and a whole butt ton of games, and finding a way for myself to get through all of them. And I remember, like, early on, one of my earliest videos that I made on this channel, I got a comment from somebody who was like trying to start a group for people who are doing the same basic thing. He's like, "Oh, you're just a guy with a microphone and some video games who's making content. That's what I'm doing. Looking to get a whole chain together and you know, help get all of us more followers and get more views and clicks and all the things you want." Well, except for, like, I I have never wanted that. Um and so, like, cuz if you look at how I run my channel, or how I have run it in the past, you will have noticed things like, um all of my descriptions of my videos are like, they're not designed. Okay, I have to stop a kitty from being naughty real quick. This is a naughty kitty emergency. Hold up. Kitty, I swear to God. I literally just got her down. Anyway, regardless. So, look at the fancy wallpaper for a second and then come back to Minecraft. Okay, so larger effort of trying to try. Because, yeah, the whole thing of when I first started this, I was just doing it for me, for my own purposes. And I had no, like, pretensions of wanting to put it out there to a wider audience, except for, like, I was putting it on YouTube where people theoretically could find it. But I also thought that I was so. Wait, what? What the junk? What is happening? Okay. Huh. Anyway, so yeah, my screen's being all wonky on me. It's because I got a better monitor in my two monitor setup, but my main monitor now has a much higher resolution than my other one. Because my other one is older, and so like switching back and forth and getting the screen capture, and having that screen capture show on one screen, but also be the thing that is being captured on the other screen, and the difference in resolution, my computer is like, what are you doing? What are you doing, and when are you going to stop? And I'm like, probably never. Deal with it. Because I know how to treat my computer like a lady. Anyway, like a lady I don't like so much. Any hoozle. Here's the thing is that, yeah, so I didn't intend for anybody other than me to have any interest in this. And but then like a couple people did, like, well, that first guy who was like, hey, do you want to be a part of a group? And I was a little short with him and was a little like, move along. These are not the droids you're looking for. And he was like, I'm sorry, did I offend you? Like, I'm just trying to do you a favor. Like, if you don't want it, you don't have to have it. Um, but yeah, I felt bad because it came across as like so much ruder than I intended. Because I didn't intend for it to be rude. I just intended to be kind of silly, but also indicating that like, no, this is not kind of what I'm going after. But like, it's hard to convey sarcasm in messages to people that you don't personally know and have never met. Anyway, so yeah, I felt bad about that. And so when other people started watching and commenting and stuff, I decided rather than like being the dumbest YouTuber of all time, and which would have been my original intention of just being like, why are you watching this? Please stop. Which is, yeah, the exact opposite of anything that anyone has ever done on YouTube, because most people are like, no, please watch it. And I'm like, no, I'm putting this out there on the internet. How did you find this and why? Like, something has gone wrong in my plan of not having people find this. Anyway, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, that's a creepy noise. Anyway, it's the rattles afterward that really make it seem sinister. Anyway, so yeah, like, I decided not to scare off people. And, a lot of my early viewers were students. I think they have largely moved on because, like, they do not have the attention span that it takes to be able to make it through any of my videos. And so, yeah, yeah, it's a whole problem. But yeah, I have gotten some people who actually do watch my videos, and handful, very small handful, but a handful of people who like are pretty loyal about it, which is pretty cool. And like, um one of the things I've always tried to not do, which is feel like I owe anything to anybody else in terms of what I'm doing, because like, any creative endeavor, when you start feeling like, oh, I owe it to people to do this or to do it that way or whatever, and you start to lose whatever it was that you started with, that made it your own artistically pure vision, So yeah, I sorry, I got a little phlegm in the old throat. Anyway, so um yeah, I've tried not to change what I do based on uh who is watching or who is not, and I've tried to just keep it what I always intended it to be. Now, part of that intention was that I'd be able to make videos quickly because I didn't want this to become my life. Like, one of the worst human beings that I have ever known. Um, I'm talking about someone who should be in prison right now and, with any amount of luck, will be in prison soon. Anyway, so yeah, this worst person that I ever know, they really wanted to make it as a Minecraft YouTuber, and they put all of this time and effort and all that sort of stuff into it. But they were such a jerk about it. Where, like, they lived in this big freaking house and their kids couldn't, like, make noise at all. And it's like, oh, so your children are not allowed to, be childlike during daytime hours and also a lot of nighttime hours. Okay, that makes perfect sense. Anyway, because I have kids, and you've occasionally heard them in the background of videos and stuff. I don't hide the fact that I work out of a room that I share with three other people who are all also playing video games. And, my son, who's been raised on the type of YouTube where they just yell about video games at you, which is, that's another thing I was always trying not to be. It was like, I will do many things, but I will not yell at people. I will not yell at strangers about video games. I don't have it in me, and it seems like a horrible thing to do to another human being. Oh, why do I still have my F3 on? Like a dingus. You should have said something by now. Anyway, I gotta wrap this quick. I just looked at the time and I intended this video to be shorter than this. Anyway, so let me get to the point. Here's what it is. Um, so, my original intent for all of my videos was that they not take longer to make than they did to watch. And so I did everything live. I didn't edit, I didn't cut, I didn't nothing. Just I just did it live, like a real person doing a thing, not some like cuz YouTube is full of people who like uh they're one person in like their kitchen or something and they are pretending to be a production studio. You know what I'm saying? And like, sure, it's incredible that we have technology like that. Oh, coal. That's right. This is before they broke coal. Oh, coal is so broken now. I didn't even like if I find coal in version 1.19, I don't even get it. I go out of my way to not get it. I throw it in my trash compactor if I get it. Because all it does is waste a slot in your inventory because, like, you can't ever get enough of it for it to be useful. And so it's just so much easier to make a forest right outside of your mine, and anytime you need coal, go up, chop a bunch of trees. Man, there's so much coal. It's so awesome because it's also like Microsoft. What the crap, man? Why are you coming out with updates that ruin coal? Like, it's it's not the most exciting thing you can get in the game, but it's pretty darn necessary. And so it is exciting when you really, really need it and you finally get it. So, yeah, bring back coal. Like, if you're going to have the new mining level be like negative 67, okay, just put coal on that level. It's a simple solution. Anyway, sorry. I'm a little worked up about this. As you can see, I already have charcoal because I'm assuming that I'm just not going to get coal. It's a problem. It's a real problem. And I'm keeping my saplings so I can plant a forest. And, like you do now, because you can't just get coal. I mean, it is fun to be a part of a game that is currently growing, still has changes, and the development team is never done tinkering with it. Like, that's awesome, Uh, but you know what? I also have No Man's Sky, and the thing about No Man's Sky is that um, every update they do makes the game better, and the fans like them. So, uh, yeah, they don't take away features without like fixing them, without like finding something to fill that void. Anyway, oh yeah, that's right. I need pickaxes. Dingus. Just walking around with no pickaxes. Okay. Get to the point, Badger. Come on. Let's do it. Anyway. So, the thing is, I didn't want to make videos that took longer to make than they did to watch, which is an insane expectation. Because can you imagine? I mean, yes, some of those videos that I was making were like 2 hours, but like, you've gamed for 2 hours. Like, come on. All of us have. And so, the fact that they're 2 hours, that means that I was just sitting there doing it for 2 hours. That's where that came from. And honest to God, if people like that, which I don't think you do, I could bring it back. I don't care. I don't mind. But like, I don't have the patience for it anymore. Like, I don't have the patience for that kind of content. Because I used to watch all of my own content at least once, just to have the satisfaction of like, I made this, I put it out there, I made a thing, And I stopped a while back. I stopped watching my own stuff, which is like, I'm making it for me. Like, that's why I'm making it. And so, um, mm, sorry, they've been sitting here with the crafting table for so long because I had my water in my hand and I was gesturing with it like a very smart person making an intelligent point. Except for I don't think I was actually making an intelligent point. I think it was just, blathering as I am wont to do. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, the thing is, yeah, I grew, like, I have grown tired of that ridiculously long content that is intolerable for everyone, including myself. And I was like, well, how do I cut it down? And I was like, well, that's it, by Jove. It's like we're sitting around in a sitcom. How do I cut it down? Cut it down, huh? Cut it down. I've got it. We'll use an editing program and actually cut it down. Like, Eureka! We've figured it out. We've cracked the code. So yeah, I actually, pull out my VSDC, which is what I use. Use OBS for the screen capture, like everybody. Use VSDC, a more than serviceable program for the editing and rendering. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I feel like it's come up with, some decent stuff. Like, there's still kinks, there's still things I'm trying to figure out. But on the whole, like, I feel like my last couple of reviews were some of the best ones that I've done thus far, because they weren't way too ridiculously long, and they weren't pointlessly rambly, and you weren't watching me play a game for the first time, because I have the opportunity to play these games for a bit and get the hang of them, and then capture the footage so that the footage is a representation of somebody who's at least learned the basics of the game. It's so comforting to have coal again. You've no idea. Anyway, I started messing around with T-Launcher because the Minecraft launcher is trash. Sorry, Minecraft. Sorry that every change you make isn't the best. Because a lot of them are really crappy, and you have a lot of people upset over, one of the world's favorite games. So get it together, because there are a lot of people who actually care about this stuff. Anyway, like, I would be more okay with the Caves update if they fixed coal, and if they fixed random water-filled caverns in the middle of nowhere that just wreck your life and kill you. Because you'll be mining down here, and there'll be random water-filled cavern, and you go and try and seal it off, and then you get stuck in there and can't find the 1 block wide hole that you swam through, and then you die. The funny thing about that is that it's happened so often. Not that I'm able to rattle it off, but I'm able to rattle it off because it is so very common. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, so yeah, enough about Minecraft. Let's talk channel. So, I'm trying to try. So I'm actually cutting and splicing together things. I'm not doing too much, and I'm not losing the original intent, and I'm not turning into that guy who's like, oh yeah, I see my family when I'm not editing video and not working at my other job, which, no, I'm not going to be that guy. I will not be that guy. I refuse. You could come here with a big old check, one of those oversized checks, and be like, here's some cash money. All you have to do is do poorly at your job where you take care of kids and their education and give them a safe space and whatnot. And so yeah, all you have to do is abandon them, and then also not see your own children quite so much. Nope. Sorry, no deal. No deal, no dice. Not doing it. So, basically, I'm still making choices with my own best interests at heart. And part of my own best interest is the best interest of others as well, in my family and in my job. So, yeah, sorry that I'm not going to be spending all of my time doing this. Like, I'm making my videos better, but the floor was pretty low to start with, so better is a relative term. Anyway, so that's number one. Number two is that I changed the name of the channel to Badger Plays, which is a better name for the channel. When I was DMing for D&D, I created for my very first campaign. I didn't know how to DM yet. Like, I learned how to DM by wait, is this a cave? A cavern? No, this is just where I mined out for a minute there. I was like, please no, not a cave, not now. Um, there we go. So yes, what was I talking about? Prioritizing, not making videos take too long. Yeah, I'm improving them, but the floor was so low. Now, yeah, name change. That's where we were. Blah blah blah. Okay, found my way back to my own thought process. So, when I first named the channel, I was like, what would be a terrible name for a gaming channel? And I came up with To Worst Gamer, which like is a combination of a few things. The worst of PDQ Bach by the great Professor Peter Schickele. Um, of the University of Southern North Dakota at Hoople. Anyway, yeah. So when he put together a compilation of the found works of PDQ Bach, he called it the worst of, and PDQ Bach is on the cover covered in sausages. Yeah, so that's half of the title. And then the "t" instead of the, that is some early internet slang talk, which, like, you need not concern yourself with. It actually dates back to the Weezer Rebel Alliance, an old web ring. It was run by Carl Koch, who is one of the inner circle of Weezer. He's like their webmaster and stuff, and has been for decades now. Anyway, so yeah, um, it's yeah. The "t" goes back to like to wins, and that's wins with a Z. Oh my God, such awkwardly bad internet lingo from late 90s, early 2000s. Anyway, so yeah, that's where that came from. So, To Worst Gamer, it was a terrible name. And and then I drew an awkwardly pixelated hot dog, but there was like, admittedly, there was a certain charm to it, but like it reached the point where I hated looking at my own channel because I was like, I picked a stupid name. And also there's like 15 other um it's like 15 other channels called The Worst Gamer, because there are guys who just like, hey, I know what no one's come up with. The Worst Gamer. I don't know if there's another Badger Plays out there, because I wouldn't be surprised. There are other people in the world whose last name is Badger, to whom I am not related. And, oh, did I just give away? Yeah, kind of did. Kind of did. Well, if you made it this far in the video, and then you are a true believer, and I need not fear you. Diamonds, the entire purpose we're doing this. 5 diamonds so early. If I was playing against my nephews, I would have just won, because they used to do a competition and see who could reach diamonds first. Kind of a fun concept. I should do that with someone someday. Like my wife and I, just head to head, who can find diamonds the first and fastest and mine them out. Anyway. Oh, yeah, we're gonna... The other trade-off is that we might be below lava level. That is the risk that you run. Anyway, playing the older versions of the Minecraft. More coal warms the heart. Also warms everything else. Anyway, so yeah, Badger Plays. I was gonna tell you like, oh yeah, I was doing D&D, it's because I named this character the mysterious personage known only as the Badger, which is true. Like, I did, that is factually accurate as to how I ran my first campaign. So I wanted there to be a reason for them all to be together. Like, why do we have these random ragtag group of adventurers together, some of whom are good and kind-hearted, adventurers, what? Are you freaking serious? What did I just say? What did I just say? Dingus. I'm so mad. I'm not even going to deal with it right now. I can't. I can't deal with this right now. I'm thinking so many swear words in my brain, but I'm not saying them out loud. Because I still have students who come to this channel. Anyway. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Badger Plays now. Sorry that it's no longer to Worst Gamer. But tis what tis, my friends. That's how it goes. Anyway, hopefully it's not confusing to anybody. I doubt that it is. A channel this small, it's pretty easy to figure out, like, oh, that's that one guy. Like, he's still doing it, just under a different name. Yep. My daughter has changed her YouTube account like 57 different times. I don't even know what it is right now. So I'm changing it once, and I couldn't let it go without making a video because I'm a Mr. Big Pants, and I think I'm so important that you need a video so that it doesn't wreck your life when this channel makes any change. So arrogant. Anyway, yeah. That's another thing, like, it's another thing I don't like about my current setup because of the difference in resolution. Watch the crossover point. I'm pushing over on my Mousa, watching your top right corner. Watch this. Boop. That's when it goes through. That low on the screen. What? That's not annoying at all. Anyway, gotta get another screen of the same resolution. This will not do. Anyway, people, for the love of Pete, it's gotten out of control. Okay. Thank you if you made it through this one. Sorry that it turned into like 40 minutes. What? I told you I have a problem with brevity. That's why the new way is going to be better. Sorry that it took so long. I will try and go back and timestamp this video, but no promises, no demands. Anyway, people. Oh, come on. What? Yeah, ridiculous. Anyway, people, we're back in the infinite regression. Thanks for being here, and I will see you in the next one here on Badger Plays. Okay, bye.